Yeah, it is challenging for educators, but there's also a lot of long-term benefits and benefits for children's other learning, the explicit learning, by engaging in play, because the cognitive and non-cognitive skills that they're learning, especially if they are self-led, is profound. And I feel that there's not enough education of educators around those benefits in a lot of ways. I'm not an expert in knowing what every school is doing, but it seems that the actual benefits for the brain is what matters with play, more specifically than I suppose, explicit outcomes of the play. But I have seen it in action, and it is amazing when it is actually done properly. And I suppose you can share some examples of that yourself, where you've seen some schools really do it well, and the teachers are on board. And that's what it takes, doesn't it? It has to be a whole school approach, and all the teachers need to be on board and really understanding the purpose for play and what those benefits are. So maybe you could share some examples of some schools that you've seen do it really well.
Yeah, look, I'm in Western Australia, and across we've got three sectors, like all states. We've got our independents, our Catholics, and we've got our department schools. But across the board, they all face similar challenges, and we've got some amazing schools that are completely project orientated, and children have so much agency. And I think that's really at the heart of play for me, is again coming back to that developing the whole child. And what you're talking about in terms of brain development and outcomes, the beauty of play is that it is not just about learning maths or literacy, but actually while you are engaging with a concept, you're not just skimming over the top and learning this is something because someone's told me. Like if we think about, mass and weight and heaviness as a concept, a child isn't going to understand that this one's heavier than that by looking at a picture of something. They actually need to physically get in the sandpit and fill up a big bucket and try and lift it and go, oh, this is heavy. Like that's how they really build depth of understanding, and understanding, not just knowledge content. So play is fundamental for that reason. But then while a child is playing, they're socializing. And they're learning from other people. So they might be watching what somebody else does, or they're working together to solve a problem and someone shares a new idea. So they're learning while they're engaged in a social situation. They're learning from each other. They're learning to communicate and problem solve. They're learning